Hi everyone, I'm Crystal Dreisbach from Green2Go Technologies, and today I'm going to tell you how we're going to solve problems for consumers, the environment, and businesses, bringing open source and IoT innovation to the waste economy. So first, here's a little about my team. I'm a former public health researcher, and I have 15 years experience in executive leadership and in starting companies. My business partner, Derek, has 10 years experience starting companies and leading technology teams, and we've got this amazing team of solutionaries who help power the software, hardware, and business side of our operations. And here's a little bit about our traction. So for the past 15 months, we've been operating a reusable takeout container service in Durham restaurants. And this proof of concept single-handedly shows that a reuse system is possible and that consumers and businesses are already paying for this because it solves a problem for them. And we've learned that other cities want this. Green2Go was just recently featured on PBS NewsHour, and from it we got 220 or more sales leads from cities all over the country and the world who want this in their own city. They're ready to pay now for a technology that will disrupt their struggling waste economy. So we decided we're going to open source all of our knowledge and everything that we've experienced so far. We'll be sharing our data, our toolkits, and our lessons learned in the form of a webinar series and a learning portal that will have a toolkit and a peer sharing forum and virtual office hours. These communities want to learn how to do this, and we're going to show them how in a way that allows them to adopt a really cool technology to be relevant and fit and adapt to their own community. So the demand for this comes from customer segments for which we can solve the biggest problems. And some of these are sports stadiums, corporate cafes, and city governments. Our beta test in Durham has identified 3 main pain points that can be solved with IoT technology. By creating a tech package that's going to make our own program easier and better, we're also making reuse systems easier and more scalable for cities and venues. So what is our product? Our customers are going to buy a technology package that includes hardware and software as a service. This is the RFID-enabled food and beverage vessels, return receptacles and checkout hardware with RFID sensors, and then the customizable dashboard that is powered by our open source software. Our open source dashboard is customizable due to the specific needs of each customer. For example, we talked to a large corporation called SAS in our nearby Research Triangle Park. From their own reusable takeout container service, their program, they validate all the same pain points that we've identified. And one of these is needing technology to link container checkouts to employees so they can track who has these containers. And our software is able to leverage SAS's existing employee badges to provide this data to SAS and provide this value to them. Meanwhile, POS integration is a really important part when you want to do large-scale implementation to sports stadiums and grocery store chains. And finally, we have learned that our customers want data and analytics that are specific to what's important to them, from operational data to customer behavior analytics and trends within their own industry. So one particular restaurant, for example, wants to know when they'll receive their next delivery of containers, the ability to order more, and then the customer behavior analytics give them the marketing opportunities they need to sell more, to convert those, and maximize their conversion rates. So these are features that are customizable to them, and they add even more value to what they're already paying for. So over the last 6 months, we've been learning how we can scale Green2Go from our little town to closed-loop systems like sports stadiums, corporate cafeterias, and event venues, maybe even conferences. All Things Open is an open source convention, maybe needs an open source container solution. We're also the ones that are going to bring open source and IoT to the waste economy on an even larger scale. Green2Go is a smart utility for any smart city, disrupting and improving the waste management and recycling industries that are really struggling right now. Imagine the day when you can push your reusables to the curb, just like trash and recycling, or maybe instead of. The city of Salisbury, for example, is really struggling right now with costs, and they're diminishing landfill space as well. So the recycling companies available to them to do collection for residents is charging them 3 times more to renew their contracts. And they're bringing this contract to their county manager, and the county manager says, where do you want me to get this money from? Public schools or police? So they have a real cost problem on their hand, and Green2Go could relieve the burden of disposable food packaging on their waste management system, and they've actually approached us to potentially pilot this on a municipal scale. So what's next? Our team is now completing the prototype of our new tech to prepare it for a January beta test. And we're currently vetting 3 large RTP corporations to test this new tech in their corporate cafeterias early next year. I hope that you'll approach me after this talk, and also you'll come visit our table tonight at 5:30 at the IoT demo night to learn more. And I want to thank you, and here's to a future that's more profitable and way less trashy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Green2Go. And now we'll have about 5 minutes of Q&A time from our panel of judges.
Can you talk about your business model?
Yes. So people are, for example, closed-loop venues like stadiums and corporate cafeterias really want to buy our product right now because it pays for itself in less than a year and saves them loads of money. A really good example of this is a stadium. We're talking to a few stadiums right now. They're very interested, and that's because they're perfect for a reuse system. They're a place where people eat, they order their food, they eat in place, and they return their container. They throw away their containers before they leave the stadium. So this is a system that even when you figure in infrastructure and staffing, pays for itself in 1 season. So the business model is these businesses, especially closed-loop venues, municipalities that are interested in this, will buy this technology package. It's a standalone package that allows them to customize it to their communities, make it relevant to them, and also to be able to implement reuse on their own and make it as easy and automated as throwaway.
Thanks, Crystal, and it was good to see the PBS, I don't know, I guess I won't call it marketing, but exposure that way. So the margins are so slim in the food industry. Is your packaging, is it less expensive than what they have today or more?
The upfront cost of reusables is definitely higher. But as we've found, the expenses, they put out thousands and thousands of dollars every year for disposables that people eat off of for a few minutes and then just throw in the trash. So if they can make this upfront, reusable, durable, common sense alternative spending priority, they're going to see cost savings and it paying for itself very quickly.
So I wonder if you could help us understand a little more clearly where your innovation is in this. I mean, obviously, RFID's been around quite a while, and aggregating that traffic and understanding the behavior of the tagged devices has been around. So is it in the design of the package itself, and its durability, is it cost? Just help us understand a little bit more why you're different and how you're going to kind of distinguish yourselves from anybody else that jumps in the market with you.
So, as a public health researcher, I was for many years really upset about single-use disposables. I thought, why are we using this stuff? It's bad for human beings, it's bad for the local economy, it's bad for the earth. So I sat up in bed one night in 2009 and thought, this is what the world needs, a reusable takeout container service. And people thought, this is too hard, Crystal. You'll have to figure out how to get people to return the containers. How are you going to pick them up? How are you going to get them to the restaurants? So we figured out how to do that to prove the concept that a reusable service was possible. And in doing that, so that is one innovation we can check off the list. But in doing that, we learned there are 3 main pain points to a reuse system that can be resolved with IoT technology. And so by adding that to what we're currently doing and making this technology package, people can implement reuse systems that they really want. We've come to find out they really want it. They can do it in a way, take advantage of open source, adapt it to their needs, and do it in this very automated, streamlined, scalable way.
I'm trying to understand what you open sourced exactly and what convinced you that open sourcing would be helpful, useful to your business. Sort of why did you choose open source, I guess?
Yes, so part of our mission is to proliferate reuse systems everywhere. And one way to do that, if you come up with a great idea, a great solution, a great technology, is obviously to make it accessible and adaptable to places so that it's relevant to their needs. So that is one reason, that's of course a great, one of the great advantages to open source, and we felt that was very important in our mission to proliferate reuse systems everywhere. The other part is that there are, as we recently found out, communities everywhere that want to learn how to do what we're doing. So rather than keep this information to ourselves, we want to share it. We want to, in business terms, cultivate the future customers for our tech package. Because in places right now where reuse does not exist, they're not yet ready to buy our tech package. But by helping them along and open sourcing all of our experience, getting them up to speed, and making this possible in their community, they'll be ready to do this on their own. We think of it a little bit like WordPress. WordPress software by itself is free and open and adaptable, and people can make it their own. But then you have these plugins, and our technology are the plugins into WordPress that make this reuse system fully customizable for each customer.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Green to Go.